warroomsports.com. Get that mobile app.
Basketball fans, what's going on out there? Welcome to another edition of Court Vision, brought to you, as usual, by War Room Sports in conjunction with the Sports Kings. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Dev, and I'm at the round table with the homie Andy. What's going on, Andy?
What's up, guys? Glad to be back.
All right, we got B. Austin, War Room Sports.
Hey, yo, the Splash Brothers and my man Klay Thompson in particular are helping to fight colorism within the NBA.
Light-skinned brothers coming back. All right, we got Frank from the Sports Kings. What's up, Frank?
Just enjoying the good first half. Wait, hold up. Wait, what'd you say? All right, I'll tell him. Yo, that was Russell Westbrook. Andy, he sees you out here in these streets with Jimmy Butler, and he's getting a little jealous. He wants to let you know that you got an eye on him.
Oh.
All right, we got Jimmy the Blueprint of War Room Sports.
Yo, I don't even have no snazzy introduction. Ladies, at me.
All right, man, it's been a while since we've
Lethal Lips.
We've been on your airwaves, your TV waves, but, you know, a few things have happened in the NBA. We're going to focus most of this episode around the upcoming All-Star break. But before we do that, Kobe Bryant, injured again, out for the season presumably, torn rotator cuff. Fellas, I mean, we hear a lot of people saying, oh, Kobe should hang it up. Kobe should do this. Kobe should do that. Kobe is making a whole lot of money to show up. What do you guys think is going to be the outcome of this one, since he has to sit out the remainder of yet another season?
It's collecting a check, no matter what.
Big check.
This is what it is at this point.
Yeah, first off, we just got to say, let the Laker tanking commence. The tank mode is in full effect. But I just got to say, you know, I hope Kobe gets well. But, you know, of all the things going on this season, the return of Swaggy P in the Kobe Bryant role, I'm looking forward to it. I just want to see Swaggy put up 25 shots a game. I don't think he should. I mean, obviously, he's not going to retire. He's got 25 million reasons not to. And I think Kobe's career is going to end with another team. I think he's going to sign a mid-level exception deal to go play the bench for the Spurs or whatever team and just be content for a championship one more time.
Wow.
Well, you think after ending all of these, you know, ending this season with an injury, ending last season with an injury, and, you know, ending the season before, right before the end of the season with an injury, you think he's going to come back? Like, I mean, okay, next year he's under contract with the Lakers, but to me it seems like he would just be tired of being old at that point.
I mean, I think he will. I think he will only because I think he wants the sixth. I think he wants the sixth one. I think he wants to match Mike, and I think he'll do anything to do that, including playing a bench role on a team and maybe not being the star. So yeah, I do. I think
I don't know if he wants it that bad, Frank.
Like that.
Yeah, because I mean he knows.
He'll be on his AI joint. If I ain't the man, then.
Yeah, because I mean he knows that no one's going to take that serious. Like if you get the six by riding like the bench on Cleveland or something, like who's going to take that serious? Like
yeah.
So,
Jim. There's a whole lot of people out there who don't even take his first three serious just because.
Exactly. Because Shaq.
There's a whole lot of idiots out there like that. So imagine if he did this. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for
he
me,
was still
like,
happy, so he
now
like,
it depends upon the perspective, right? I'm a Lakers fan. I wanted Kobe to go 2 years ago before they gave him this deal because we weren't winning a championship and 16 ain't enough. But then you look at it from the standpoint, I mean, he's also a businessman. So if you're going to get paid to rehab and come back, word to Steve Nash, I mean, you can't tell that man to walk away from that chicken. But at the same time, like, yo, I love to see him go as a Laker. He doesn't need to play for nobody else. I mean, he has nothing else to prove at the end of the day, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because if Kobe won 5 more rings, I mean, people are never going to say he's better than Mike anyway. So at the end of the day, his resume is what it is. You can put it up against anyone else's. Just walk away graciously. I'm tired of seeing the boy out here getting hurt, man.
We'll see, though. I mean, in 2 years when he signs with the Spurs, you know, I will publicly apologize to Frank.
Man, keep the file. Right. Keep the file.
You were right.
Frank ain't forgetting about that either. 2 years from now, your phone's gonna ring.
Nah, I mean it's definitely more of a gut call than anything else.
I see Kobe got a new uniform.
Might be OKC.
I'm gonna be on my Fred Purdue-ish. I'm just gonna start calling
Yeah. Kobe, there's availability in a 76ers uniform. I like to see a backcourt consisting of you and you and MCW in 2 years, man. In 2 years, we're gonna be nice. You've been telling me that. Dev.
I didn't say bring in 30. I didn't say bring in 68-year-old Kobe Bryant to mess up.
He better than Jason Richardson.
Who?
Yo, they got my man Jason Richardson to Penn State. That was dirty. That was dirty.
He's still alive?
In the crew.
I thought the Sixers were paying his estate. I didn't know he was still alive.
Yo.
Jason Richardson, who was that? All right, but yeah, it's a shame to see somebody with Kobe's drive, the end of his career going like this, because it seemed like he just can't stay healthy. I mean, his rotator cuff probably was a little, loose from all the jacking he was doing this season.
He said it happened when he tried to pass, man.
Of course, he would blame it on passing. That's classic.
Because actually, it happened when he
wasn't the
dunked.
58 shots you took in 3 games.
I mean, again, the other thing about going and playing a bench role, the thing that didn't help him is that he was still playing like 35 minutes a night. Like, I don't know why Byron Scott was just like running him. It didn't make any sense why he was playing.
He wanted to be out there.
Friends.
Probably
It ain't a
because
coach player.
probably
It ain't a coach
because
player.
Byron
It's a
Scott
friend.
pretty much just does.
Does what Kobe wants him to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, at the same time, you're the coach, though.
I'm not giving him.
Fall back.
I'm not giving him credit for the Nets job. I'm giving Jason Kidd credit for the Nets job. That's just me. Shout out to Byron Scott. You got it. Kobe. This I don't know. This is what his career, is coming down to. All these injuries. I hope he can at least get one full healthy season and to at least end his career. But let's talk a little bit about the All-Star starters, because of course they've been announced, and for anybody who's been sleeping under a rock lately, the starters for the East, LeBron James, John Wall, Kyle Lowry, Pau Gasol, and Carmelo Anthony. On the West, you have Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Anthony Davis, Mark Gasol, Blake Griffin. So let these, we know the fans do this part of it. So, it's not the same as if you're snubbed in a reserve role, but at the same time, we can call it snubs, even though we know the fans are idiots half the time.
Damn.
So let the talk commence about who should be in these starting fives and who you do agree with. Let's start with the East.
You said start with the East.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting, man. I just want to say a couple things about the starters in the East. I like to see Kyle Lowry there, obviously. That was surprising.
PSP, Philly support Philly.
No, but I definitely enjoyed it. The fact that he got those votes in Toronto. Then again, we talk about how bad the fans are at voting, but the fans barely vote anyway. Yo, do you see the amount of votes they got?
I think this, for some reason, I think this is rigged this year. Not that all of them are
this
correct.
year.
No, yeah. I mean, kind of in a good way, because to me, as good as Kyle Lowry has played this year and season before, I still can't see NBA fans, enough of them, taking heed to that and actually voting him in. I think at some point the league stepped in, like, all right, let's
I gotta agree with
it to me.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that, but what I'm saying is that it's one of them things where you see elections and people win, not necessarily because they got a lot of votes, it's because no one really voted at all. Toronto, if you look at the votes all across the board, Toronto had a lot of people vote.
But think about this
damn near all their players are in the top 10 of all the votes. What you say?
No, there's no way that he gets voted in over Kyrie Irving. Not that he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean,
you gotta consider
maybe not even Dwayne Wade.
I mean, the thing you got to consider about Lowry is he's got a whole country voting for him.
And that's what I was saying. If you look at the vote, if you look at like the top 20 votes, yo, Toronto's whole starting five and even their bench players are all up in there. I'm like, yo, what was going on up in Canada? Because
Drake probably puts it on his mixtapes and stuff.
Yo, they got Drake don't even get in the game that got votes.
No, but Frank's point is what I was going to use to further, illuminate what I'm talking about. Because if you look on the other side, Jeremy Lin was like 9th in votes for guards on the West. When this first started, no, seriously, when this first started, Jeremy Lin looked like he was going to be the starter. And to go from that to all the way down to 9th, I just think that the league at some point stepped in on some of these guys. Like, look, he can't be in the
They
starting.
were like,
lineup.
But also hold up.
Because Jeremy Lin's not Yao. When Yao was making it, at least he was good. He probably shouldn't have been the starter.
He was better. He was better than Shaq at one point.
Oh God, here we go. We're not getting to that dumb debate again.
Yao Ming brought a whole like brand and culture though to the NBA.
No, he definitely did. But here's my thing though. If you look at the votes all around, like Steph Curry had the most votes out of any player. He only got 1.9 million. You know how low that is, considering you can vote multiple times. I mean, put it like this:
All-Stars and people don't watch the NFL.
Yeah, I didn't even
put it like this: the leader in baseball, right? The guy who led the votes got like 5 point some odd million. But so in the NBA, 1 point, that's nothing. But let me ask you guys a question: anybody in this panel vote?
Watches baseball.
Anybody in this panel vote?
I didn't vote.
I
haven't voted in about 4 years.
Yeah, I don't vote for that shit.
So that shit proves my point. Another reason why the fans shouldn't vote. Because the fans don't vote.
I'm probably shortchanging it by like 7 years.
Yo, the fans don't vote. That's the point. The fans don't even come out to vote anyway.
But yeah, you remember when we used to go to the game and they used to hand the little ballots down the aisle?
Yeah, but I would troll them for all the worst players in the league anyway.
Now they got it on social media, and I have no idea how they like count that. You know, they got like the NBA ballot thing, but like, are those counted in those numbers? Like, how do you even tally that?
They probably count them in Florida.
Hanging chairs.
But this is why I'm telling you, I think some of these votes, I think they do a lot of this just to make the fans feel involved. But then when you look at the numbers, it just doesn't make sense. Like I said, we all think Kyle Lowry should be there. He probably should have been there last year. But B also made a good point. It's hard to see him getting more votes than Kyrie Irving, who's on TV
your man Goran Dragic should have been in the All-Star game this season and last. And they don't mess with they don't bang.
I don't know about this season.
You about a season too late, beloved.
There might be 14 guards out west ahead of him.
To actually delve into the East, the obvious outlier is Carmelo Anthony. Like, there's no way he should be in the starting lineup, considering you're starting on literally the worst team in the NBA right now. So, there's no way you should be an all-star starter as opposed to somebody on the Atlanta Hawks, whoever you want, Al Horford, Paul Millsap.
I was about to ask you if you
somebody's got to be started from that team.
Hold up, Frank. If you represented 2 million fan votes right now, who would you replace Carmelo Anthony with?
That's tough.
Get him.
I feel like my answer would be Al Horford, just because he's the best player on the bench. He's the best player on the best team in the league. So,
Al Horford got 114,000 votes. Yo, there's like 4 Toronto Raptors with more votes than Al Horford.
Yo, I might have gotten more write-ins than Al Horford got votes.
Y'all think I'm joking.
That's because
that's another thing.
Do me a favor, because y'all think I'm joking. When you finish, go look at the votes and look at how many Toronto Raptors is like in the top 10. Like, Toronto was getting busy, yo. I don't know what they were doing.
Drake probably puts it in his mixtape.
Oh, Drake.
Make sure you name it on Drake.
Hey.
And McInerney.
It's
Toronto.
All right, so does everybody agree?
Yeah,
Williams and DeMar DeRozan almost made it.
Do y'all think Carmelo Anthony shouldn't be on? Everybody here?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, who would y'all
as a starter?
Everybody.
I agree with Horford.
If everybody represented 2 million votes, Frank already said Horford. Who would you replace Carmelo Anthony with, Andy?
Al Horford. That was my pick too.
B. Austin.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Al Horford, Paul Millsap.
No, Jimmy, Al Horford.
I definitely will go with Al Horford. Yo, Melo got 600,000 votes and he's a starter. He didn't even get a million.
No love for Kyle Korver.
He got 1 win.
No, I'm cool.
I saw somebody on social media making a case for Kyle Korver.
I'm cool.
I think the whole East bench should be the starting 5 of the Hawks, and then you could just choose 2 other guys.
Like they used to do with Detroit. Like they used to do with the Pistons.
I think you got to let at least Teague, Horford, and Millsap in there. They would.
How does Korver not make it either? You know what I mean? Korver's had he's got the 50-90 season going.
Yeah. The only thing I can say about Korver is I can leave Korver off because he's not exciting.
It sounds like
you're saying because he's white.
Atlanta Hawks versus
because he's white, he's gonna leave him off.
It's because he's white. It really is.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Just keep going. Keep it a buck. It's because he's white.
He's got a Justin Bieber haircut and he shoots
13, 4, and 2.
So let's go to the West. And for me, I mean, it's pretty obvious, and I'm one of Kobe Bryant's biggest fans throughout the year. But James Harden should be starting in his stead.
Absolutely.
This isn't the most egregious snub that I've ever seen, but James Harden definitely should be starting in the All-Star game. I see a lot of fans take a different perspective. They'll say, this is the All-Star game. The fans should see who they want to see, and, it's all about the entertainment. But even at this point in his career, I'm pretty sure James Harden would be a little
hold
in an
on.
All-Star game than Kobe Bryant.
Dev, our response to those fans has to be, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance. There's and I'm a Kobe supporter too, just because of all the hate. Not necessarily because I like the dude, but dude, there's no way James Harden has to get in because of the coaches. Like that's out
And I
of
mean,
control.
Dev, you bring up a good point. It's that James Harden is probably more entertaining to watch than Kobe Bryant is. I mean, Kobe's game's kind of boring now. I mean, with all due respect, you just want to see if he can drop 40 just because he's 38. But I mean, his game in general is like, he gets in the post and he does the elbow and he does the fadeaway. But that's not entertaining. Like James Harden's always going to the rim, trying to make plays, steals, and all that stuff. So
and James Harden.
And he plays hilarious defense too.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's also entertaining to watch on defense because he doesn't play in it.
Like I can see.
Well, this is right up his alley. All-Star
Like
game.
I can see back in the day, it's like you don't want to vote Tim Duncan into the starting lineup because you'd rather see somebody who's going to run and fly and do dunks. And stuff like that,
You want to see KG.
Right, you want to see You want to see KG catch an alley oop. You don't want to see Tim Duncan try and go to the post and give you 2 post moves. You know what I mean? I understand that.
In terms of the West, Dev, I have 2 things to say. First of all, shout out to the people for the Western Conference because they have several people who got over 1 million votes. The only person in the East that even got 1 million was LeBron. No one else got 1 million.
But does the East deserve votes?
No.
I mean, as a conference, of course, they're not the Western Conference. But when you look at the votes, it's like, barely anyone voted in the East. But the West have a lot of.
I think fans just skipped that part of the ballot. They voted West.
Well, maybe they shouldn't play East versus West anymore. That's a whole nother debate.
Well, that's a whole debate too.
The league.
Also, I want to send a shout to the people who thought I was joking last year when I said, Steph Curry will start in the point guard position and Chris Paul's out. And they told me I was crazy.
He did say that.
And people told me I was crazy. And it's partially Chris Paul's fault because in the State Farm commercial, he was going down the escalator as Steph was going up. That was like symbolism right there.
I think State Farm.
Yeah, that was
State Farm might have known.
They're gonna blame State Farm.
Yeah, that was symbolism. That was symbolism right there.
It's gonna be.
I blame his hairline and his barber, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was. We discussed that, I believe, on the first episode of Court Vision.
I blame fans that don't know anything because people are talking now like Chris Paul shouldn't even be on the ballot, like it's crazy or something. Like Chris Paul's still
but guess what though? You might as well lock Steph as the starter in the West as long as he's healthy for the next 2 years.
I agree. I mean, I think Steph earned it.
Right.
He definitely earned it, but the fans love him. He's light skinned, so he has that factor going in. So
because
he walks in the room.
He has a little bit of polarization with him. A lot of people don't like Westbrook for some reason. So Steph, I don't know.
That's because they're haters.
And again,
I don't know too many people who hate Steph. So.
You gotta consider entertainment value. Chris Paul's game, I mean, he throws the alley oops, which is great. But I mean, his game in particular, it's not like he's gonna wow you. With Steph,
here's my thing.
He's got the thing on he's gonna take a 3 from like 30 feet away, and
Westbrook throws him and gets him too. Like he can do both. He throws him to his hands.
Himself.
Let me ask you guys a question. Right now, if you had to pick your point guard, everybody's healthy. Steph or Westbrook, who are you taking?
Steph, easily.
Ooh, easily.
Westbrook easily.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Damn,
there's a problem. There's a problem in this, man. Westbrook is not a point guard, and the Thunder don't play.
Break all that down, man. Who you taking, man?
He's not a point guard. He's a 2 guard.
But there's other teams that play without a point guard too.
Who you taking, Westbrook or you taking the light skinned brother? Who you taking, B. Austin?
I don't think either one of them are pure point guards.
You're right there.
I don't think either one of them are pure.
So who you taking, B. Austin? Try not to answer.
Oh man, I'm taking Damian Lillard.
I'll take Westbrook.
I'm also taking Westbrook, which is hilarious to me because Frank straight said easy.
Hate is real. Yeah.
There's no hate, but I'm taking Westbrook.
No, I know. It's like I hate when people do that. When you take the other guy, you're acting like
You hater.
All right. I know what, Frank. I gotta go
for everybody.
Frank, it's warm on this side, man. On this side,
I gotta go Westbrook. But it's not even, that choice isn't even about him being a point guard. It's just as a player.
No one said anything about being a point guard. We said, who you taking, Curry or Westbrook?
Yo,
I don't understand how you could. I don't know. I can't take Westbrook over.
I love Steph's improvement though, because Steph, like, he came.
Steph's a better passer. He's a better shooter.
He's not a better defender. He's not necessarily a better scorer. He's not necessarily a better scorer.
They score in different ways. It's really it's preference, because I could easily say Curry too, because Curry's awesome as well. But I mean, to me, my type of player is Westbrook. We talked about this before. Here's
the problem with a jump shooter. If you're dependent on jump shooting, right? Defensively, I can get in your pocket a little bit. I can bother you, but you're really not putting pressure on the entire team. The way that Curry scores, he's just embarrassing his man. Because there's no real shot blocking that's going on.
I think the concept of Steph being just a shooter is a little
overrated. Going to the rim.
Finish at the rim.
He can definitely finish at the rim, but are you going to compare his finishes to Russell Westbrook?
No, he doesn't finish the ball. Westbrook's the best finisher at the rim maybe in the NBA. I mean, that's
putting pressure on your shot blockers.
That's pressure. It's still demoralizing.
Yo, this is a dope versus, by the way, but I wouldn't even
I think there's two players in the league of when they're running at you full speed on a fast break, with the ball, that you fear. And I think that's LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. Like,
the thing is that I've seen Russell Westbrook lose games for his team. Like, just straight up, he gets isolation mode, and I don't think I'm sure you can.
Listen, I've seen Westbrook win games for his team. Damn near everyone he plays in. Because he puts so much pressure.
I've never seen Steph's teammates look at him like, dude, what are you doing right now? Like,
he puts so much pressure on the opposing team. Like, people can say what they want to say about Durant. Durant's an amazing player, but Westbrook puts more pressure on the other team than anybody on that team. Like, without him, they're not a good team.
See, but I think that's why people look at Westbrook and say, dude, what are you doing? Only because he has Durant hovering over his back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
If he went on the team, they'd probably be like, go ahead, Russ, do your thing.
When they say that, though, you see KD's always like, shh, like, don't upset him.
Yeah, KD don't want no problems. He wants that. He wants that.
He know what it is.
Westbrook,
Westbrook the third best player in the NBA. I'm out.
Ooh, he said I'm out.
I ain't saying that. That's it.
All right, well, look, man, we talked about the All-Star starters. I think nobody else had a problem with anybody else on the West squad, right? Steph, Anthony.
Not a problem.
And
no problem.
And look at the Gasol brothers. What about, could Boogie Cousins be starting over Marc Gasol?
No, he doesn't have the wins. He doesn't have the wins.
Pass the mic to Andy.
You don't need wins to play in the All-Star game.
For me, you have to have some wins. Like, personally, I would have Cousins coming off the bench because statistically he's the best player at his position. If statistically you're the best player at your position,
Boogie's better.
This isn't the All NBA team. This is the All-Star team.
But it still has to count. It's an honor. I mean, the Grizzlies have been great, and I'm to the point where I think Marc Gasol is their best player. So
I think the All-Star game is the only time that great players on a bad team can shot. Really?
You know what's funny? About the All-Star game now is that you've noticed. It's funny. Like, you can see how fans like what their fans like to see, because now that Dwight Howard can't dunk anymore and he's just like a good player that he just fell off the page. He's not likable anymore. Like,
they don't even like him anymore.
People don't like him anymore. It's like, oh, dude can't dunk. Get him out of here. Well,
they turned their back on him too for like the way he treated in LA and everything. Like, he lost a lot of fans.
I don't think it's just that he can't dunk. It's that society is like a pendulum, right? So the pendulum swung dead in the center of weirdos and softness and cuddliness and alternative lifestyle. And now that pendulum now
it should be in there.
No.
He should be in.
Well, like B. Austin read his journal.
You didn't let him finish. He's saying it's swinging back the other way.
It's swinging back the other way, which is why he's starting to lose steam. Even if he can dunk, he's soft. So
yeah, I mean, but listen, but you got Blake in the starting lineup, and he tries to get topped off in the middle of games by grown men. So.
I can't even say nothing.
Yeah, come on.
He gave us Moscow though.
All right, but
Yeah,
no,
he tried to get a Mozgov during the game.
But how about the Gasol brothers starting?
Yeah, that's impressive.
That's dope.
Jimmy, no, I've been arguing about that whole,
Family.
hating on that Laker trade.
Supporting the whole family.
How's that looking now? Like everybody always looks at what happens in the very moment, but how's that trade looking now?
I mean, even more. I'm more impressed with Powell than Mark. I mean, we all know Mark's a great player, but everybody wrote Powell off like he was just trash.
Right.
And,
That's because Kobe made so much fun of him publicly. Everybody's
like Powell couldn't put up 46, huh? No, I didn't know that.
Kobe and his relationship with Powell is funny though, because he'd do that, Andy, and then he'd be the only one upset every time Powell's name come up in trade talks.
Oh, absolutely.
Powell had
he needed his whipping boy around. Like it's
I'm
no
not
fun.
saying he just I'm saying he would call him out publicly though, and I think in the minds of people,
whipping boy, but he knew what it was.
Powell does suck.
Right.
That's my talented whipping boy.
Yeah, I think Powell had a little bit of Stockholm syndrome with Kobe. I think that's what it was. And I think that might be part of the reason he's doing so well in Chicago. I think he might be scared of Thibodeau. I think he just might be legitimately afraid. Like, I got to rebound, play defense, otherwise it's easy to go.
Or Noah.
Nah, I'm not scared of Noah like that.
Overrated. All right, look.
Wow. You care to elaborate on
that? You want to get into that?
Are y'all really upset that I called Noah overrated?
I like Noah's game.
Seriously?
That's my dude. I mean, he just can't stay on the floor. That's the problem.
I'm not saying he's not good at what he can do, but all the hype he was getting last year, MVP talk. If Joakim Noah for MVP isn't an overrated statement, then I don't know what else to say.
That was me. That was me making the statement too.
Yeah, you're overrated, real bad.
He was highly overrated last year.
Yo, did y'all peep how Dev said he's good at what he can do?
yeah, definitely throw a shot.
He's not good at offense. Not good at offense, but he's good at what he can do.
He's good at pushing the ball.
Pass. He's a hell of a passer.
He gets up the floor fast with the ball too.
The All-Star reserves haven't been announced yet. So our brother Andy, he wants to take a stab at. Well, he's not trying to predict who the coaches are going to pick. He's going to tell you guys who deserves to be.
I got 3 names for you.
Go ahead.
DeMarcus Cousins,
Boogie,
Russell Westbrook, and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I knew that.
I'm out.
All your clients. All your clients.
Yeah.
So you're saying as long as those 3 are on, you're good? We don't need any
I mean, there's others. You got guys like Klay Thompson. I think LaMarcus Aldridge, you could have argued for
Al
him.
Horford? You want Al Horford some love?
Yeah,
Horford for sure. I mean, Millsap. I think you could have voted LaMarcus Aldridge over Blake Griffin in the starting spot. I mean, Blake's the more exciting player. The numbers are very similar. Aldridge is a little bit better of a rebounder this year. Then you have the West is going to be that gauntlet though, because you have Westbrook, you have Lillard, you have Mike Conley, you have all those guys stepping into there.
No. Mike Conley gonna be watching like us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yo,
he's one of those names.
Mike Conley spans years at this point.
He's just Mike Conley though.
It's crazy because he has played so well, but I think he's not the sexy pick. He's not the Damian Lillard who's drilling threes at the end of games, or Westbrook who's attacking the rim, guys like that. Even Chris Paul. I mean, Chris Paul's going to be in there too. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. But you have Klay Thompson. I guarantee you, Klay Thompson's getting that game now.
37.
He's got 37 and a quarter. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, Andy. Here's my question to you, because there's so many great point guards. You just talked about Westbrook, Conley, Lillard. I mean, obviously, Conley. Is anybody else gonna be the odd man out? Because that's still too many damn point guards. You gotta
I honestly, I think it might end up being along with Conley. I think you might see Chris Paul not get in, because I could really see Lillard and Westbrook in there.
Even
people are starting to hate on Chris Paul.
Yeah, but the coaches gotta say in this, right?
Yeah, but
they have a little fan in them.
He might get in.
Coach,
get in, but
if they stop Paul's going to punch everyone in the nards every game for the rest of the season.
He's going to do that anyway.
I mean, and then you have Tony Parker too. I mean, could Tony Parker?
No,
get
that's another. That's what I'm saying. It's so many great guards in the West. Point guards.
And he's just talking point guards mostly. I mean, aside from Klay, so you got guys like Monte Ellis. Like Monte Ellis having a great season. He doesn't even.
I don't think Monte Ellis is getting it.
I'm just saying. AI won MVP with Monte Ellis stats, according to Mark Cuban.
Some people aren't allowed in the All-Star game unless like they get 40 a game. Monte Ellis can score 30 a game. They'll never put him in. He's never going. So we can write him off. He's not getting in.
But that's because he has a bad rap, too. Because everybody says Monte takes the worst shots in the league, et cetera, et cetera.
Undeserved. He's efficient now. He is nice. He's better than Kobe. He's performing better than Kobe right now at the two guard. You want to be
You perform better than Kobe right now. Kobe at home.
I get more votes than Mike Conley.
I'm just saying, Jimmy Butler, get him in there.
Got to, has to.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
What about Derrick Rose?
No, I got to. As ridiculous as Joakim Noah is for MVP, Jimmy Butler for MVP is equally as ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to.
What about Derrick Rose? And
What about him?
Do they make
I don't even know who those people are.
Don't even talk to me about Derrick Rose.
Coaches going to put one of them in there at least.
D-Wade going. Going.
Yo, you realize
Derrick Rose is the only
realize,
player in the league who tries to finish with English and not use a backboard.
Wait,
He did it like 5 times the other night. What is he doing?
You guys realize that Derrick Rose is the 4th best player on this team now?
Yo, Derrick
Rose.
My
man is a 4th banana.
Derrick Rose is super athletic. But
that's why he's trying to be more vocal now because he can't play anymore.
He really doesn't know how to play basketball. He's just athletic.
He'll never know.
Andy, I have a legitimate question for you, Andy.
Okay.
Do you think Whiteside will make it in the East?
Yo, if the fan voting closed maybe tomorrow morning, he probably would have because those 12 blocks.
Yo, my man Hassan Whiteside has like a list of every single person that's ever said something bad about him in his life, and he's crossing them off like one at a time. I feel like he's like the Jason Bourne, like of
he's trying to get his 2K rating up.
Yo, Jason Bourne can't mess with the equalizer. That's just a style.
All right,
Whiteside, nice.
Last topic. The Atlanta Hawks. Are they really Spurs East, as they've been called? Are they the favorites to go to the NBA Finals? Any of you guys have Atlanta in the finals?
First of all, that's disrespectful to Pop and the Spurs organization. If somebody made that
their
analogy.
coach is a Pop disciple.
Yeah, that's his little man.
But
they play similar basketball. I mean, the ball moves.
They are 36-8.
You never know who
they are legit.
If I have this team in the playoffs, they're 36-8.
They're a little younger than the Spurs, man. They might be. They're going to be a scary match.
They are a legit contender.
But they're the Hawks.
Legit contender. They are the Hawks. No, Andy. I do take that into consideration with certain organizations. We have to, like the Cardinals. Like you can't really until you see it. You haven't seen it. So I do take that into consideration. Yeah. But the football, yeah. But they are legit based on the way they play. I mean, Teague is grossly underrated still, partly because of the way his face looks. But I mean, dude is nice, man. He's nice. Damari Carroll looks like he could fix your car. He's just a tall guy that fixes your car, but he balls. He balls out. And my man Paul Millsap got the game of the most athletic 76-year-old ever, and he is nice. He will cook you without ever jumping. He will cook you without ever jumping, and he is nice. He is nice. So I think they're real.
What about Dennis? What about Dennis?
Dennis Schroeder?
I don't pay no attention to him.
He's got the Hashim Thabit orange. I'm not trying to troll that because I think that's actually for a good purpose. I want to say that's for
breast cancer
native thing.
Awareness.
Yeah, or something. And so it's a good cause, but it still looks funny. So, but whatever. I think they're a legit contender in the East, especially.
It's the East.
I think the one thing, obviously, this is probably gonna sound cliche, but the one thing is, when it comes, they seem like an enhanced version of those Denver Nuggets teams all, the past few years where they got all these good players, they got a lot of depth, they're a good team, but when it comes down to a playoff situation, you need one basket, like is Jeff Teague, when Jeff Teague's going head-to-head with LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals, it's like, who are you going to take? probably going to take LeBron.
They don't have anybody to play hero ball.
I'm taking LeBron unless Kyrie won't give him the ball. But
at the same time, we just saw the Spurs win a championship. So I mean,
the thing with the Spurs is, and I had this argument yesterday. Actually, is the Spurs. You could always kind of count on Tim Duncan to be that superstar,
right?
In a big series, or Tony Parker, even, or Ginobili too.
And then I don't know about these guys. Now you can count on Kawhi Leonard cracking LeBron.
Kawhi, he's like one of the top 10 players in the league, according to fans after the
they crowned him
last season. Yeah, he's better than Paul George. He's better than Paul George.
Him, Noah, Lance Stevenson, they were going to start a new All-Star team. They're going to be the next big three.
Yo, they disrespected the ish out of my man Paul George with that Kawhi Leonard comparison.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, I still think the Bulls are the team to beat. I mean, that's who I picked preseason, and even though Derrick Rose obviously is still working the kinks out, I think when it comes down to it, the way they play defense in the playoffs and those. They got the front line of not only Gibson and Noah, or not only Gasol and Noah, but also Gibson off the bench. I think is going to be huge in the playoffs because not a lot of teams in the East are going to be able to match up to that at all.
All about Jimmy Butler, baby.
I think the East is going to be better.
And the emergence of Jimmy Butler, no question.
But you still, the Wizards, the Cavs, and the Raptors are all still legitimate teams too, I think, in the East.
The Wizards have beaten a few, but the Wizards, they lose a lot head-to-head against.
But do they scare you? Do they scare you in a series though? Because they're going to be there. It doesn't really matter, how they get there. If they're there, they don't at all.
Like you say, the Hawks are the Hawks. Then
they will be hurt.
The Wizards are the Wizards.
The Wizards are the Wizards.
They will be injured. Is going to be injured. He's injured
Somebody's
right now.
Somebody's bringing a gun to the practice facility.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
Yo, I just want to say one thing. I can imagine the league offices if the Hawks happen to make the finals against the Spurs. That would be interesting.
Their ratings are like a 19.
Well, we didn't even talk about that. They ain't letting the Hawks win anyways, even if they're
that's true. But shout out to the Hawks social media account, the best Twitter page I've ever seen for any professional team. You should follow the Atlanta Hawks because they troll hard. Yeah,
they do.
Troll so hard, University.
Yeah, they're crazy with it.
Valedictorians. All right, so that's our show for this week. During the second half of the season, we promise you guys we will be at you on a more consistent basis. We just had to wait for the NBA season to heat up, the NFL season to slow down, but we promise Court Vision will be at you
hey, Dad,
on a consistent basis.
Dad, I got something to say. I got some breaking news before we get out of here.
Huh?
There's a new Icky Woods Geico commercial, that's all.
Get some cold cuts today.
They went up under that bridge and got Icky for a second.
Yo, Icky is caking off his dance from 12 years ago, man. Shout out to Icky.
Yo, my son loved that commercial.
Got some cold cuss. Got some cold cuss. Got some cold.
If it comes on, he's spiking whatever's in his hand. Sometimes he's 3 and he doesn't know any better. But
juice.
Everybody, y'all know the drill, man. Make sure, if this is your first time watching, it shouldn't be, but if it is, make sure you subscribe to the page. That way, when a new Court Vision episode comes out, it's out. Make sure you like the video. Leave your comments. Tell us who you think the All-Star snubs are and who you think the reserve should be, and your thoughts on the Atlanta Hawks, Kobe Bryant, everything we talked about. Also, you got to go check out sports-kings.com to see everything that the Sports Kings have going on. Click on that Pass the Pill tab if you're just a straight hoops head and you need to see what's going on there. Check out warroomsports.com. Every week on our blog, we have Kamal Hilton. Shout out to him of NBA Nation Australia, writing a column for us called NBA Quick Takes. That's the weekly column. Make sure you check that out. You can click on his signature at the bottom of the page to also see the columns that he writes for NBA Nation Australia. So, for Andy, B. Austin, Frank, and Jimmy, I'm Dev. This has been another episode of Court Vision. Like we always tell you guys, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance.
We'll see you chumps on top.
I know you see me in and out of her house. But there ain't no way she can have. Never mind.
Kuwait is the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.